Hello guys, how are you doing on this Saturday? Oh, my ear is itching. Anyways, Saturday, weekly update on commodities, just to see where we are. Not the daily scoreboard, but like a weekly scoreboard. There are two and a half, maybe three commodities that has been out of favor for many years, 2, 3, 4 years even. And I think they are close to become into favor once again. And that is, that is something that we'll go through here, but it will also cover uranium, obviously, very quickly here, the ETFs. A massive week. The past 2 weeks has been massive. Gold and silver, all that good stuff. Oil still struggling a bit. Let's see where we are, guys. We will check in on the charts. And as always, if you like the content, please subscribe to the YouTube, to Twitter or X, or even Substack if you want, more detailed stuff. With that all said, guys, we have to dig it here to see where we are in time. Here it is. We have like roughly 18 charts here on the weekly time frame. Again, it will not be massively in-depth, analysis here. This will be, again, weekly time frame stuff. So it's funny because actually I think what's it called? Silver is probably the ones that have most, lines on here. Maybe a little bit too much from time to time, but again, we are in such a big moment here where we are well above the 30. Excuse me, the 26, which was the previous breakout here. We have the highs of roughly 32, and we closed again 31.5, and here we are with the $30 level. So a lot of volatility during the week here. We did hit the previous triangle high and we pulled back. Again, pure technical, that happens all the time. And we held, recently well. We did have a little bit of sell-off. Now this is actually pretty good still. We had a huge pop here, little bull flag there. Silver still looks fantastic across the board. Short term, long term, medium term. I like what I see. Finally, that's really, really cool. Gold. This is monthly, just to show you one trend line here that goes a long way back to 1980, 2011, and now we are here. So I'm expecting, or at least, I wouldn't be surprised to see somewhat of a top here. Again, it's very early still because we are on the monthly, so we still have a lot of wiggle room. You can see we are basically piercing. And yeah, again, gold has done so well. I mean, at some point in time, we will see like a larger correction or just sideways action for a few months, and that is totally fine. Also, by the way, this blue level here is the target of that inverted head and shoulders that you see down here. Right, there it is. So again, double resistance. So I mean, it's a natural place to find some resistance, some selling. However, if we can blast through, let's say we start to get through here, getting into the 2000 and maybe like 2700, I mean, then we have open skies, I think maybe to even 3K. And yeah, why 3K? You say it's basically because something like this, you have the depth of the cup here adding on top. So maybe this is log scale, that's why. But anyways, we have this is $1,000 from here to here, right? So and then you add on top, you have $1,000 again. So that measured move in dollar terms. So again, gold looks fantastic. I mean, ever since we turned extremely bullish on gold, which was right here, the 2070 resistance 3 times, 4 times, a little bull flag, boom, bullish ever since. We have had actually 7 monthly green candles. Well, a little bit of indecision here, but we had 7 months of worth of just pure loveliness. And yeah, it's fantastic, really. It really is. The gold to silver ratio, we were, as you can see here, this is the big line here from the lower side where we broke down, and that's also when I turned extremely bullish. You saw the miners starting to react to it, doing really well. And then we were in for the for the retest, and it didn't hold. We went all the way back up to the upper side of the red channel here, and now we're coming back down again. So right now we are in a peculiar place where you have the big breakdown line has crossed here, the support, and now they have flipped, right? So you have support here, you have resistance on top. So yeah, if we get below here, roughly 82-ish, then we are on our path down to the 70s again. And as long as we are below this long-term resistance here, then it looks a little bit more bearish than bullish, to be honest. But a little bit of a mixed bag here. I'm not quite convinced, just yet here. Dixie, the Dixie is sitting at 104, 100.4, and you can see it looks really heavy ever since we started to basically break down from this 2-year triangle. It looks more and more heavy, and you can see the 100 level for the Dixie. Again, it's you go from 3 to 2 digits. That's a big one. If we lose it here, we can easily see, just above, 90, 95 down to maybe 92. And even if we have a bigger yellow here, we can even see more downside. But I would expect a ton of support, roughly, between 90 and 95. But if that's the case, we are definitely in a bear market for sure for the Dixie. However, losing 100 could easily put extra weight onto the dollar, basically. So Bitcoin here, very quickly, we have been in a 2-year, half a year worth of sideways action. And I will not become bullish until we clear roughly 70 to 71K. Great week here. The past 3 weeks, we have come up from roughly 55 to like 65. So we're talking $10,000 worth of movement. And yeah, it's doing really well here. I think we've come to a point, at some where we either break down heavily from the long-term support, or we start to really move, right? So there comes a decision here where you go ultra long or you go ultra short. It's at that point in time it becomes very, very binary. And the QQQ, great week here. Great-ish week, not great, but again, quite decent here. We are still below the major support here, support and resistance trend line, and we are basically on the underside here. So we have cleared this little triangle. However, we are still below the big 2-year uptrend. So mixed bag. Short term, we have broken some stuff, but long term, we're still fighting some resistance. And one could also argue again that we are right now forming a potential. We are in the making of. By the way, if we ever lose this blue here, stay tuned. That we are also having a big top, and then you have a bear flag, and then boom, you go further down. So this is probably how I would frame the QQQ. Again, if we start to come down, break here, watch out. That's extremely, extremely dangerous for the bulls. However, if we can start to get back above, let's say we start to tag and then we run again, then all of a sudden it looks extremely, extremely bullish. So the tech sector and Bitcoin, by the way, they are very much the same. There comes a point where we, again, either uber long for a big spike here, like a blow off top, or we start the major crash in tech. Until then, again, we just watch, we observe, don't do anything else. Here we have oil. We did break this 2-year, 3-year worth of triangle stuff here. We have a ton of resistance on top here. And then we broke down and we came down to the long, it's actually kind of like a neckline here. You have the left shoulder, the head, you have the right shoulder, and we are breaking down from the initial squeeze here, and now we're back to the neckline. So oil here also breaking down, testing the internal wedge pattern here. And if we start to resume again, then we're probably going way, way lower for oil. If we don't take out, the neckline, then potentially we have a false breakdown here. So we are still observing. However, I will say, oil looks more bearish than bullish right now. And to confirm the bear, we need the breakdown, the retest, and then the resumption. And then we have a huge support at roughly 60. That is a 10-year, 15-year long support you can see coming down here. And I think it's going to be a tough nut to crack, that one. But that is definitely, my target if we don't hold here. So we shall see. The GDX. Again, Friday minus 3%, but in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't really matter. Again, we have broken a 14-year long resistance. And you can see here we have finally tested it, and then we have confirmed. Here we tried, failed, testing again, confirming. And by confirming, I mean getting above the previous breakout high. And that's really all there is to it. If we want to have some short-term bearish view on it, again, we have a little bit of rising wedge pattern here. But again, that's short-term. We have the long-term momentum on the weekly. We have broken the big resistance. I mean, nothing is set in stone, but again, I really like the price action here. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to maybe just stay sideways for some time, just to reset, everything, and then we can go higher. Gold miners looks extremely bullish. Same for the SIL, by the way, the silver miners. We had this first internal red here, not an internal, but big red resistance. Then we broke it here, and then we fiddle around for a long time while we constructed this blue line here. And that's when we turned really bullish, April 2024, and have been bullish on silver miners ever since. The fun part is if you take, the red one, you copy that one, a clone, you can see that it were resistance. And now we're finally broken, and we are testing it on the daily here. You can see, pop, there it is. So we did barely break out, but again, I would need a little bit more confirmation here for the last breakout here. But overall, given that we have taken out this main here and the falling the triangle here breaking out, I'm a lot more bullish than bearish. It looks extremely well, and there's a lot of great miners that has done really well ever since we broke in April 2024. And yeah, we have been buying quite a lot on the Substack, so that's pretty damn cool. This is also really cool because I made a video on the Substack. No, it was YouTube actually. You can go and find it, where we had lower support, boom, 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 here, and we are bouncing up from it here. I want to see a weekly close above, wow, whoa, a weekly close above 83. And why 83? That's the big breakdown here on the shorter term. So we have broken, this 1-year resistance, boom, great move there, which was also something that we anticipated given how the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust broke 25. Then we were waiting for that candle. It is here. And now we need the last little nudge to basically get above there. And then it's all fine again in the land of uranium, really. URNM has performed really well for the past few weeks. We covered it on, we covered this one, not daily, but at least 3 times per week. We covered uranium for ever since we started what's what I'm saying here. Ever since we started the Substack, roughly, we have been really covering uranium a lot here. And we had a weekly breakout of the main downtrend channel. Beautiful. A lot of good stuff there. Back above the major pivot low at 45. Great volume. Closing roughly at the highs within the candlesticks. We're closing at 75%. Roughly. Beautiful. Great price action. We're above all, the weekly moving averages and the daily. You can see here we have just gone back above the daily. I will say this, though, on the daily, we're a little bit stretched here. But so I wouldn't be surprised to see some sort of consolidation, and then we go again. But overall, we are back in bullish land on uranium. It has been really scary. As people know on the Substack, I turned really bullish here on that green candle. And that was basically, the big reversal after that. We lost from 50 down to 37 on the URNM. So that was pretty harsh. Rates, the 10-year, bearish, and even more bearish. We have been consolidating a bit here for the past, ever since August. But again, we are below resistance. We have broken this main triangle right here. Whoop, that one there, that was when we turned really bearish on rates. And yeah, we shall see how it goes. But overall, in general, bearish on the rates. The 10-year going lower over time. We have palladium, which is one of the commodities that is looking really, really interesting here. The Friday here was pretty devastating. Not devastating, but that was pretty hard. But big pop here last week, shooting star or doji, and then we are coming down here. I think we are going to try to confirm the 1-year breakout at roughly 960, and then potentially we can start to do the move again. So there will be, hopefully again, once we confirm here, some great opportunities in platinum and palladium miners, and that's something that we're looking for. Platinum looks also major bottom potentially here, very, very close buy for platinum. We have a big inverted head and shoulders with a bull flag here on the right side. This is basically, if you could drag this up to go horizontal, this is basically your gold chart before it broke out. So platinum above 1050 is going to go a lot higher, a lot higher. That's no doubt about it, in my opinion here. We just need the last one here. We are at 1,000 now, so we need 5% or so, a little bit more maybe. Then platinum will do extremely well. Long-term resistance here will also be cleared. Finally, you can see we have been breaking out, testing, wiggled back and forth a lot here, and then again, 1050 is probably the big level to go through to get back into the uptrend, really, after 4 years of pain, 3-4 years of pain. Copper, huge pop. We turned bullish at 4. Excuse me, we turned bullish down here at 4, ran to 5. Major channel here going all the way down, testing that $4 level and now running higher again. Copper looks extremely bullish, to be honest. And again, now we have 2 on top here. We might get a third. And if we get a fourth, all of a sudden you have open skies to the main, the main 20 years worth of parallel here. Again, if we clear this stuff here, we could have a move all the way to $7.50 copper. Again, we need to spend the next few months here confirming this, but for now, I mean, it's a lot more bullish than bearish. That is for sure. That is for sure. I like the price action a lot here, and I think there will be a lot of copper miners that will react heavily when we clear $5 copper. Gas looks really interesting. We have this is the Dutch. I will show you the nat gas because that's very interesting also. We have a little bit of a winding structure here, and we are now, in my opinion, ready to blast higher. We did clear, the M pattern midpoint and the high here. We cleared it. We bull flagged. We are breaking the bull flag now. Gas seems to be going way higher from today's prices over the next 6 months at least, or maybe even more. It looks really primed here for a move higher. Nat gas, as promised, I will show you because we are also at a major point in time on that one. Look at it here, guys. This goes back to 2022, late 2021. Again, this was the peak, after the invasion of the war and all that good stuff, and we have been grinding this rail from the top side, but also from the bottom side, and we are right here again. You could argue we have a very skewed, but still valid inverted head and shoulders, so we could take the target up to the neckline roughly here, and then we add it on top here upon the break. So we're looking at a potential move, 6.5-ish for this pattern here. So when we break roughly 3, again, maybe a little bit higher than 3.1 maybe, then nat gas all of a sudden looks really dangerous again. Yeah. So nat gas again, I think there will be some great plays in nat gas. Also actually coal. Who cares about coal, right? Green energy, all that good stuff. However, it won't be long until I will turn really bullish on coal here. 1, 2, 3 on top of this. 1 year resistance, and I think if that breaks, you have had the downtrend, sideways action, confirmed breakout. A lot of good stuff happens above 152 on coal. And we have one stock actually that has already broken out. And it was a stock that performed really, 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 really well over here. Many multiples. Has broken out of its 3-year sideways stop here. Boom, there it is. Again, this is for the SOXX. That's where we try to find the more individual stocks, and there is definitely one right now in coal that has a great entry with a tight stop. Beautiful, great risk reward in my opinion. And again, if we start to see coal, let's say it starts to move again here, that stock should perform extremely well. So overall, great week for commodities, great week for everything basically. More or less, uranium, gold did well, miners did well, Bitcoin did well. Yeah, everything basically did well. Maybe not oil. Oil did it do anything major here? It had a rough week, down 5%. So, but other than that, a great week. So again, guys, if you like the content and you want more technical analysis and trading and daily, weekly updates, you can find me on Substack and join the people there. By the way, tonight we will have a members Ask Me Anything Zoom meeting where people join and then they ask questions in the chat, and I will answer, and we will talk back and forth and have a little discussion and just have a good time. So have a great day, guys. It's been a pleasure. Enjoy your weekend. Bye. Cheers.